So we found this beautiful little spot today for our brew, and look, there's a gorgeous flower already somebody's placed on the bench. So that feels like confirmation this is the place for our brew today. And we're held by this beautiful tree and these gorgeous, gorgeous surroundings. Cherry blossoms, all sorts of blossoms in this gorgeous springtime garden at Dartington. Hope you enjoy the brew this week. Hello, welcome to our weekly brew, where today we're coming to you from the beautiful springtime blossoming opening Dartington Gardens here near Totnes in Devon. And it's just abundant with new life. It's wonderful. A bit chilly, but very springy.
And fresh.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're looking out over cherry blossoms and daffodils and so many beautiful flowers.
Yeah, wonderful trees. It's just very magical and peaceful here. Lots of birds. Here's this beautiful little robin. We're just starting our weekly brew today, and he or she came and sat with us, hopped down by our feet and now gone back up to this branch. And Robin's becoming quite a guardian protector for us. As we do our weekly brews, Robin shows up and chirps and sings to us. Seems to be making a circle around us. Today, in fact, it is making a circle around us.
Hello, little girl.
Protective circle. So, what's brewing?
What's brewing this week? I was just reflecting on how much we've created since the start of our journey. It's been a whirlwind, and we've had to go on this journey with our creativity and really, because I think for both of us we can't operate from any place that isn't absolutely authentic and aligned.
That's right, yeah.
So through that process of thinking, well, what are we doing, what are we offering, we've gone on this journey to connect to the soul of our business, the spirit of our business, and we have got the message to follow our joy and to allow life to show us the way.
Yeah.
Which is leading to so many interesting things,
Yeah, isn't it? And explorations, discovering new parts of the countryside, the coast. We're actually doing things we wouldn't have ordinarily done, really, aren't we? We're stepping, and a lot of that is stepping out of our comfort zone. And, to bring, for joy, for abundance, and to, I feel like it's bringing new life to me. Yeah, that it's sparking new life and teaching me things. Like I'm learning that I need a nice pot to hold me in as I do the work. And then all chaos can reign inside that, and that's fine. But I've got the structures to hold me as we go up and down on this journey.
Can you say a bit more what that is for you? What that would look like to have a pot that holds you?
Yeah, I think it's a place of, it's like a safe holding, I would call it, something where I feel it's like I'm rooted in me and things I've done and who I am, and it's like an energetic structure which could also be practical. So there might be practical things in that we do. So like the structure of going out on an abundant adventure, we've got the day where we meet and we go out and we do our thing. That's like a holding pot, but it could just as easily be doing the admin at home. But there's some form of structure which holds whatever part of the business we're working on. But at all times I'm rooted into who I am. So that's given me an interesting perspective, that because I like to be spontaneous, I like things to flow, to not quite know what's going to happen next. I like being in the unknown. That actually excites me. But I've realised that you can't really have that without some form of boundary or border that can hold the space, because otherwise things can just float off and not be grounded, and they need to be grounded through me, through you, through us, what we're doing. So maybe that's why things haven't particularly worked out a lot in the past when we've tried to do things, because they've floated off. Because actually you do need that vessel for things to come through, be held in, so they can grow, like the earth holds the plants, or the little seeds are held by a flower in a flower pot. It's a bit like that.
Yeah, so what's been given to us so far on our journey is our weekly brew. We were both really excited when that came through, the weekly brew, where we get to just talk about how our business is going and how we're feeling about it, and be really real and raw around what's coming up for us, which is this is our weekly brew.
Yeah.
And we were excited. So that's one thing that's anchored, that we want to hold, and we want to create structure for. We want to create a space to have that for our weekly brew. And another thing was connecting to our joy and going out into nature. We were given that by the spirit of our business that said, follow your joy. Let go into your joy, do what you love. And that for both of us was going on adventures into nature, and particularly for Emma, going to the sea. So from doing that, Abundant Adventures has emerged as another project that we're holding and we're committing to following. And the third thing that's come up is creating products. That came up in our last weekly brew. That when we're inspired, we can record and create transmissions or write whatever's coming through us in terms of our creativity in the moment that feels aligned and like a beautiful offering that we want to create that. And I've just been doing one this morning, and I feel super peaceful and happy that I've completed that mission that the spirit of our business gave us last week. So we're getting these anchor points, aren't we? And we're getting clearer around what we're doing. But we very much started trusting the unknown. And I think what was clear for both of us was we both want to know how to align to authentic creativity and connect to the abundance at the center of life that we know is possible for all of us.
For everyone.
And to be a transmission of that abundance, the magic overflowing porridge pot that everyone can eat, everyone can drink from, and to redefine this idea that we have to grind and slog and use our will, strive ahead, override other people and ourselves in that process, which is actually quite painful and violent. And we want to change that. So we're the experiment doing that.
We are experimenting. I think that's a really good word to use, because we don't know, we've got visions of what we want to achieve, but we don't know the path. And what we're doing is stepping into that unknown space, and hopefully encouraging all of you watching to do that too, and seeing what unfolds and what maybe messages receive, or what intuition comes, what does our heart tell us, our soul, what does nature show us. Maybe we get a spontaneous idea and we follow that. What does the spirit of the business show us? There's all different aspects of the unknown, the unseen realms that are kind of are nurturing us, nourishing us, holding us, and also sharing with us this sort of co-creation vision that we've got, and the actuality of that. So the actual bringing it from the vision, from the dreamscapes into the reality. And so, as Iona was saying, we've already developed these different aspects of that, the YouTube, the Abundant Adventures, the Weekly Brew, and these are really coming into fruition, and we're learning as we're going. We're discovering ourselves as well as the business as we go along, and also more of each other. We've known each other for a long time, but it feels like an adventure of discovery as well, doesn't it? It's really lovely.
Absolutely, it's so wonderful. I think what I'm loving the most, I've never felt like I've had so much traction in terms of creativity. I have been trying to create on my own for years. I've done so much inner work, so much years of inner work, and been feeling full to the brim, like almost explodingly pregnant with my inner beings strongly since 2015. So that's a lot of years to be trying to bring something through, but there's always been something that hasn't felt aligned. And what I'm loving in this process of partnership is we're getting that reflection. So for me, what's really helped is sitting down and I'm talking as I usually would on my own, and you saying, hold on, I'm going off on one. Just let's stop, Iona. Is this interesting? Are you connected? Just, it feels like we're teaching people, and it's, to have someone stop me and then my mind just goes out the window. It's like, oh, okay. And it's like a call back to presence.
Yeah.
And that I found so helpful, because from that place, I've learned how my mind has been getting in the way. And it feels like a constant journey to free myself from the confines of habit and the confines of perception of how I feel I should be creating, and learning to let go, and which was a beautiful message from the tree that we had in Takenhay this week. Let go, let go, and to create from a place of happiness, joy, adventure, freedom, spontaneity, and to trust that when I do that, when we do that, that's when we're connecting to true abundance. And it's a life, creating a life that's going to fulfill us at our deepest core, that's going to bring us joy, that's going to continue to take us on this interesting, unknown, beautiful trajectory, and manifesting all these very real things. Our YouTube channel is not that old, and yet it's already filled with about 22 videos
like
so
that.
far.
I mean, it's
amazing.
It is amazing, and I think that's the beauty of coming together with people to create things, that you not only get to bring your own ideas and your own visions about things, but you also get to reflect with it. You become mirrors for each other, and so then in doing so, you have to go deeper within yourself. Is this my truth? Is this what I really want? How do I expand more? How do I come more into self-integrity, to alignment? And I think that enables something to be brought. It's like it's greater than the sum of its parts. So that what you end up creating, and it's been a short time so far, we've only been doing this for a couple of months, is that something bigger starts to show up, starts to grow, that you couldn't possibly have envisaged, but is really exciting and really enjoyable. And I think that's the ultimate essence of life, that we're supposed to be here in bounty and abundance and to enjoy life. And yes, things are going to happen to all of us. We're not going to go through life without events happening and things happening, but it's that joy and abundance is at our core, so that when we experience pain, anger, grief, frustration, that just comes in and it's able to flow out, because it's held by the waters of abundance, by the rootedness into the earth, by the joyfulness, rather than the other way round, which is what the striving, the 9-to-5 kind of doldrums of daily life can bring. Worry about money, fear about losing everything. That keeps us in that space where we can't be spontaneous, because people feel they can't literally afford to be, but not just financially, but emotionally, stability-wise. Whereas actually the opposite's true. If we're free from all of that fear, we've got potential to all the abundance available, which is present. It's just here. And so it's releasing all of that so that we can then access what is actually innately ours anyway. We know this as babies when we come in. We don't have any fears about not having enough. We trust we're going to be provided for. And somehow it's accessing that. So that's deep within us, within all of us. And I feel like that's what we're doing. And it is a journey, isn't it? Because we've got to break through our own patterns. We've got to learn how to co-create. And it feels exciting. I feel super excited. Whenever I'm with you doing this, I always feel very excited.
Yeah, it really does feel full to me. Yeah. Like what we're creating is solid and has deep roots.
Yeah.
And it's really going somewhere. It's growing, and it feels so aligned to my joy. I'm loving what I'm doing. And I had a question that came up in a podcast I was listening to this week. If money wasn't an option, what would you be doing with your life? And it was so beautiful to think, I wouldn't be doing anything different. I would be doing exactly this. I'm loving every day.
So cool.
I'm loving editing videos. I'm loving creating spontaneously.
Yeah.
I'm loving the opportunity to remember that there's abundance at our core.
Yeah.
That
I am
Em
too.
and I are creating products together. So instead of saying, well, my products are mine, I'm going to put them in my thing
Yeah.
and have my bank account. No, we're creating a porridge pot together, a bank account that we're going to share, and we're going to share products, and we're just going to encourage each other to create. And
Yeah.
I am enjoying the practice.
I love that so
I'm enjoying
much,
the practice of learning to know that as I give into this pot, and as I don't hold things for myself, as I give into this pot,
Yeah.
I'm learning to give, I'm learning abundance, I'm learning the overflow, and that there's so much there that
Yeah.
life is pouring constantly back into that creative pot.
And I think that's the key of learning. We are having to learn this, because although we come in hopefully into a safe environment as a baby, and we trust that all our needs are going to be provided, and usually they are, as we grow into society, into our family cultures, all of that just gets squashed, and we start to think, oh, we can't have that unless we have this, or we can't do that unless we do that, or they've got more than me, and how do I do that, how do I get that? And so it is a learning curve for us as well, about how to release those old oppressive thoughts, patterns, and learn that abundance is just here, it's present continually. And we talk about it a lot, because this is our business, about abundance, about joy, about redefining success in this way, from greed and from fear to just knowing everything's here. And so learning how to access it from that place, because that's the bit we're really learning, isn't it? Opening up to have that access to abundance. When we've been taught we have to work until we're haggard, and we'll never have enough for this or that, whereas actually when you look around you, nature is totally abundant, doesn't worry about any of that stuff. We are from nature, therefore that's accessible for us too.
And nature is such a transmission of abundance, and I think that's why the spirit of our business has pushed us, go out into nature, make your videos in nature, because it's a transmission of abundance. We are looking around at the most exquisite garden, cherry trees, blossoms, birds, life. It's just wonderful. And I think doing it in a partnership, we're also learning to come up against our edges, where we are both learning to breathe and to expand, to accommodate the other. That Emma does things different to me, and I do things different to her, and yet we've got to breathe into the spaces of allowing the other space to be, so that we can co-create, and still at the same time honoring what we need to thrive and to be well. But I'm loving that journey of softening into myself as well.
Yeah, me too. So here we are at the end of our brew today, and look who's stayed with us. This blessed, beautiful Robin has been with us for the whole brew. He did a little circle of protection around us at the beginning, and now he's been sitting with us. I wonder if I can get a little bit closer. Thank you, dear Robin, for blessing us, for protecting us, for holding us in our sacred brew. We'll see you next time.